Folks, Valentine's Day is around the corner, so we are talking today about red flags in your relationship. Specifically, your relationship with NFTs. Here are 13 things you need to look out for, 13 red flags when investing in NFTs. Number 1, indefensible mint prices. This has been like a new thing lately where projects are charging more for their initial mint. Some of that is fine. Some of that is very sus. I'm going to give you a little analogy here. Gary Vaynerchuk launched a restaurant here in New York City that can only be accessed by token holders. The base price to get into that restaurant and be a member of this cool club was 3 ETH. In addition to the restaurant, it's a sushi place, and they are flying in sushi, or I should say this, they're flying in fish from Japan for the restaurant. So if you are looking at an NFT that is over an ETH, let's say maybe even 3 ETH, ask yourself, is the value I'm getting from day one, because we're talking mint price here, is the value I'm getting from day one better or as good as fish flown from across the world in Japan to New York City to go to a physical fucking restaurant? Because if the answer is no, you may want to wait a beat. See what happens with the project. If they're just promising the usual shit, you might want to sit this one out. Number 2, sketchy social media activity. The DMs. If a project is DMing you to drive you to their mint, and then already you should probably just run. But if you then go to one of their social media pages, their Twitter page, and nobody you follow is following that account, again, run. Or if the number of followers they have is way too high given the amount of engagement they're getting on their posts, they've got 100,000 followers, but then 2 people like their post, that's a red flag. The kind of projects that are going to DM you to go to their mint are also the kinds of projects that are going to buy social media followers. This is a sign to run. Number 3, artificial floor maintenance. If you're hanging out in a project's Discord, new project, hasn't minted, just minted, and the founders and the team are obsessing over what the floor price is, just like the people do. You know, people in Discords are always let's fucking go to the moon, we're gonna kill it, blah, 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 right? If the founders themselves are engaging in that and doing tactics, hype up tactics and other tactics to buoy the floor price, get the heck out of there. That is sketchy. That is not what you want to see. You want to see founders that have a long-term orientation. I interviewed Poopy, founder of Doodles. The dude has a GIF that they start putting into the Discord chat anytime they start talking about floor price, just to distract people and get them away from talking about floor price. Serious, legit projects that you want to be invested in are not going to have founding teams that are obsessed with the floor price on any given day. Abusive Discord behavior. If you're in a Discord for a project and you're noticing that the founding team, the official team is banning people for asking super reasonable questions what's the roadmap? I don't know. It seems sus to me that you haven't said what your goal with this project is. I don't know, whatever. And they're just FUD, ban them. That's suspicious. Yeah, nobody likes unnecessary FUD in a Discord channel when everyone's trying to have a good time, but reasonable, acceptable questions, and the founding team is completely unwilling to engage with them or answer them, and more than that, they're going to ban you for them, that's not cool. Get the heck out of that project. Feel happy that you were banned. If you see somebody else get banned, ban yourself by GTFOing. Next, no audits. I have to say, I'm a little guilty of this myself sometimes, but if a project you're buying into hasn't undergone a security firm audit to make sure that their smart contract is tight, that's a project you might want to avoid. Now, there are only so many audit firms and they're really backed up, so sometimes a project will launch even without it, but ask the questions. This is, again, if you're in a Discord asking questions about auditing the smart contract and they're banning people for that, bad sign. Know that the team cares about this and check when you can. Bad design. And I mean this honestly in 2 senses. Bad smart contract design, which can be a little hard to catch if you're a non-technical person, which again, see above, that's why you want to get the audit. But also bad UX, UI design. If you land on the homepage for the project and it's kind of sloppy, or there's a bunch of typos, or it just doesn't look good, it doesn't feel good as a user, Bad sign. Get out. If they didn't even put the time in to like properly design a website and like a landing page, they are not going to design a good 5, 10 year, 15-year long-term NFT project. They probably can't even design a 1-year NFT project because they couldn't design a damn webpage. Like, that's way easier. Connected to that last one is this other red flag, which is low quality art. Depending on what the project's aims are, this can go either way. Like if it's not an art project fundamentally, if it's like a membership token, a community token, if the utility is clearly something that is where the real value for the project comes from, okay, maybe some low quality art isn't the end of the world. But like for the most part, most NFTs these days, it's about the art as much as it is anything else. If the art is bad, it's like having a bad web page. It means the founders aren't serious about this project. They aren't doing it for the long term. They're just trying to get a quick buck. Get the heck out. Run from that project. I can't even believe I'm having to say this next red flag. Selling Allowlist spots. This screams cash grab. Let me be clear. Allowlists originated as a way to let people who weren't already rich participate in popular drops. So the problem was you had all these gas wars, and so the prices would get really high, even if the original price of the NFT wasn't that high to mint it. So the only people who would be able to afford the project were whales. The idea with an Allowlist was, hey, if you're in our Discord early, if you're a fan of ours, but you maybe can't afford to go head-to-head with a whale on gas prices, you can still mint something because you're on this Allowlist, and that gives you a 24-hour or a 7-day window or some sort of window in which you can mint it. If you're selling spots in your Allowlist, that's undermining the entire point, which is to let people who can't afford it get in. That's a cash grab. Don't mint those projects. Number 9, overpromising. If a project is telling you they are the next Bored Ape Yacht Club, do not mint that project. Do you know who doesn't have to tell you that they're the next Bored Ape Yacht Club? The next Bored Ape Yacht Club. Like, that is such a ridiculous... the project that tells you they're the next Bored Ape Yacht Club is being run by a couple of people who got into NFTs like a week ago, right? They saw there was a lot of money sloshing around. They were like, we want a piece of that. And they hopped on the bandwagon and were like, I don't know, Bored Ape Yacht Club seems to be doing real well. We're going to be the next ones. Like, they know nothing about this space. Anybody who knows anything about this space doesn't launch a project telling you they're going to be the next Bored Ape Yacht Club. Don't do it. Don't mint that project. Number 10, a totally anonymous team is a red flag. Now, I know that like as of 4 days ago or whatever the heck it is, the Bored Ape team, Yuga Labs, was anonymous. Clearly, there are exceptions in the sense that there are amazing projects doing amazing things that are very much not rugs that are being run by anonymous teams. But what you need to do if you're looking at a project that is being run by an anonymous team, you better hear them on Twitter Spaces. You better see them engaging in a Discord, doing AMAs, answering questions, sharing the vision over and over and over again, because they do not have the same level of skin in the game that a non-anonymous team has. If you're not anonymous, like, you've got a reputation to maintain. You can't afford to rug a bunch of people and run away because there might be costs to pay, or at least there's a higher cost to pay and a higher price to pay than if you're anonymous and you can just like GTFO to your island somewhere with all the money that you just stole and nobody's ever going to be the wiser. So look into anonymous teams much more closely than you maybe would a non-anonymous team. Non-anonymous team, you check out the LinkedIn, you're like, this person's legit. All right, maybe that's enough. Anonymous teams can be a big, big red flag. Number 11, lack of a track record among the team. This one should be obvious. If you're looking at teams, which you better be doing, you want to see somebody with a track record of success. Ideally, if they have a track record of success in Web3, that's fantastic. You know they know how the space works. You know how they know how to engage with the community. You know the odds of their success in round 2 are going to be very high. They also have more to lose if they already have a good reputation because they've done good work in the past. The odds that they're going to want to do good work in the future so that they don't lose that good reputation, very high. But experience in succeeding sort of in any realm is also really valuable. If somebody's run a successful business, again, they have more skin in the game in life because they have a reputation they theoretically want to maintain. It also just shows that somebody who can probably work hard, who's smart, who can work with others. I don't have to spell this out too much. Like, y'all get it. If you've succeeded in another realm in life, it's likely that you're more likely to succeed in the next realm in life. I'm not saying that somebody without a track record can't do something great. Of course they can. You've got 16-year-olds, 19-year-olds dropping out of college all the time and doing amazing, amazing things. But again, you're going to want to do a little bit more due diligence if that's the case. Number 12. This is our second to last one, guys. You sad? Unverified on Etherscan. This is a red flag. How do you know if a contract is verified or a project is verified? You find the contract address for the project. You type it in on Etherscan. You find the project in Etherscan, and where the little tab that says contract, you look for that little blue check mark, just like you're on Twitter, little check mark says, hey, verified, this contract's gonna work like it's supposed to. Doesn't mean there's not bugs, doesn't mean it's been audited, doesn't mean there might not be problems, but like if it's not verified on Etherscan, that's a red flag. Last but not least, our final red flag, poor ownership distribution. If you're looking at a 10K PFP project and you check OpenSea or you check the contract and you see that the distribution of ownership is across like a couple hundred individuals as opposed to like several thousand, which is more common, that's a risky ownership structure. That means that you have a couple big whales, probably the project's founding team, or I don't know, their friends, who have a huge amount of influence over what happens in the project. They could decide they need cash quick and liquidate real fast, tanking the price of the project because they have so much power over it. Be really, really wary of projects that have a ton of supply, but very few holders. Usually not a good sign, and you might want to wait a little bit until more holders hop in. Of course, with all of these, nothing's a guarantee. Nothing means that it will definitely be a terrible project. Nothing means that it'll definitely be a success. There's no shortcut in the world of NFTs. I know it seems like there's a lot of fast money roiling around here, and there is, but there are a lot of ways you can get hurt. There are a lot of ways you can lose money, and there are a lot of people not making crazy money in this space, even if they're doing pretty well. We just tend to hear about the wild success cases. So this is all about how to get smart, make sure you avoid the obvious red flags, or when something's, a semi-red flag. Because again, a lot of these, it's like, maybe it's a red flag, maybe it doesn't matter. But you just need to do extra levels of due diligence if you're starting to see any of these particular features pop up in a project you're looking at. Also, wait, before you go, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsors that make overpriced JPEGs possible: Axie Infinity, Polygon, Index Coop, and Unstoppable Domains. They are making the world of Web3 better, and they are also making this show possible. So thank you so much. Go check them out, links below. And if you like this content, you should go subscribe to the Bankless and Metaversal newsletters. Links below for more awesome content about what's happening in the world of crypto, DeFi, NFTs, and all the rest of it. Thank you so much again for watching.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, head over to Bankless HQ right now to develop your crypto investing skills and learn how to free yourself from banks and gain your financial independence. We recommend joining our daily newsletter, podcast, and community as a Bankless Premium subscriber to get the most out of your Bankless experience. You'll get access to our market analysis, our alpha leaks, and exclusive content, and even the Bankless token for airdrops, raffles, and unlocks. If you're interested in crypto, the Bankless community is where you want to be. Click the link in the description to become a Bankless Premium subscriber today. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for in-depth interviews with industry leaders, Ask Me Anythings, and weekly roll-ups where we summarize the week in crypto and other fantastic content. Thanks everyone for watching and being on the journey as we build out the Bankless Nation.